To everything, there is a season. The lush summer cacophony of life quiets. The melancholy fall of the year is upon us. The spare, thin places of winter are just ahead. Our northern end of the spinning blue ball swings away from the sun and leads out into the eternal dark. Deeply throbbing earth influences give way to ethereal celestial influences. The earth gods withdraw, the sky gods are ascendant. As the planet wheels, the daylight itself is stretched thin, pale, wan, and chill. Daytime contracts, withdrawing as the night expands. Swelling night reveals winter's true nature, cold, dark, pure, silently studded with sharp, bright stars. You are what you eat. The fruits and vegetables and grains and cheese are transmuted into your very blood and sinew and brains. Our food grows from the dirt, the ecstatic skin of the earth. The fruitful, fecund filth of life seethes unseen in the dirt. The detritus of plant debris, sloughed off of living roots and stems and scrits of leaves, devoured by insects, invaded by filaments of fungi, swarming with microbial rot. The slow fire of life itself, consuming the stored stuff of summer and returning it to vapor. But whence cometh the dirt? Time to share a secret of science. All the dirt is spewed by stars. The humblest fragrant earthy loam is sourced from the firmament itself. In the beginning, there was light, and light only. So hot and hungry, it sanctioned no firmer substance. As the light spread and cooled, it condensed over the ages into gas. The tentative pull of gravity gathered the gas into swelling knots, which warmed themselves by the heat of their falling to become incandescent. Those hot nuggets are the stars. They're formed from fallen gas, which itself condensed from the infinitely brilliant light of creation. Impossibly dense, heated beyond our ability to imagine, the subatomic particles of their plasma smash together in thermonuclear silence, packing together so utterly that matter itself is crushed out of existence and transformed back into the light from whence it came. For starlight is nothing less than the return of matter to its primordial radiance. Deep inside those incandescent furnaces, the reborn fire of creation forges everything in the universe that is not gas. The primordial alchemy at the heart of every star is the source of carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, the stuff of life, the ingredients of the living earth, the clean, pure, newborn elements, fresh from the word. It is from this stellar alchemy that all of chemistry is born. It is sometimes said that consciousness emerges from our angel brain, which rides on our mammalian brain, which rides in turn on our lizard brain. But our nested origins go so much deeper, our slow inheritance from simple microbes in the sea. All of biology rides on chemistry, and all of chemistry springs from the stars. Before stellar fusion forged the heavier elements, all matter was inert hydrogen and helium, nothing to react with anything else. Only gravity and electromagnetism shaped the lonely cosmos. The fallen gas, crushed back into light at the foundry of each star, brings forth everything reactive. It is the wellspring of chemistry. Newly minted atoms of oxygen and carbon dredged forth from radiant cores are blown out into the void by the sheer lambent pressure of stellar brilliance behind them. Carbon, Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, star spume flecks stick together in the cold, and chemistry begins. The plasma condenses into solid grains of dust. Microscopic dust motes provide crystalline surfaces for the condensation of ice. The mantled grains collide and coalesce, growing over soundless eons. The hard light of eternal night impacts the granules, rearranging their atoms into complex rings, chains, and tubes. The rarefied stuff between the stars is usually called dust, but a better description is smoke or soot. It's organic. It's chock full of wet, carbonaceous goop, hydrocarbons, carbohydrates, sugars, fats, amino acids, even fully formed proteins. Star smoke swirls through interstellar space in great clots of crud. It's dark and moist. It's brown and red and black. It obscures the stars behind and scatters their light into silver curtains and glittering halos. It fills the void with solid stuff from which all the worlds are made. Here in my hand is a lump of organic star smoke. It's older than the Earth, and it's from this stuff that the Earth itself was built. It's unadulterated star spew, grains of cosmic dirt that coalesced from the celestial darkness before our sun was a glimmer in the eye of the galaxy. It fell to Earth in the wee hours of the 8th of February, 1969, a spectacular fireball in the Chihuahuan Desert of northern Mexico when I was 9 years old. People came from far and wide to search the land and recovered more than a ton of its fragments. It's made of minerals and partly melted grains in a rich, tarry matrix of organic paste and has been analyzed in laboratories around the world ever since. It contains an unbelievably complex mixture of molecular constituents formed billions of years before the sun or Earth from the slimy soot of ancestral stars. This dirt is the grandparent of our dirt. Star smoke is the progenitor of soil. The stars are, in the truest sense, the utmost source of ourselves. The space in which we live is silent but dynamic. The foundries at the hearts of the stars are not separate points of light, but rather operate as organized components of a vastly greater phenomenon. The galaxy itself is a process of shuffling, reorganization, recycling, and reassembly. The spiral arms of our galaxy, of every galaxy, are not chance cosmic vortices, but rather waves of creation and destruction. Galaxies don't wind themselves up into spiral patterns. The spiral arms move through the disk, bulldozing the gas and soot before them into denser clouds whose gravity pulls the tenuous material closer together until it collapses into new stars. Some of these new stars are massive, impossibly hot, fiery bright beyond our comprehension. These blue giants live fast and die young and blow themselves to smithereens before the spiral wave has a chance to move on. The shock fronts of these destructive supernovae propel the wave forward, mashing material together in front to manufacture another generation of suns. Behind the wave of creation, in the lee of the spiral arm, dust and smoke and soot accumulate, the solid stuff of worlds yet to be born. On moonless nights, when we look deeply into the dark, we can see the very structure of the galaxy that animates us. On short summer nights, our evenings dominated by the galactic center, the great bulge throbbing on the southern horizon, covering a huge area of the sky from Sagittarius to Scorpius. Hidden there, among the countless stars, is a supermassive black hole, leviathan of darkness, gathering light unto itself. Grand central station of the Milky Way, whose gravity swings 1,000,000,000,000 stars around and around over the eons. As we stand among the mosquitoes and the crickets, we see the spiral arms stretch to the zenith and beyond, Altair and Deneb, Cygnus and Cepheus swinging us toward bright Vega. The dark river of the Great Rift in the summer Milky Way is the fertile dirt of our worldly origin. As the year falls away, our evening sky turns from the warm golden center of the galaxy out toward the cold rim, glittering silver blue with the stars of Orion and Gemini. The sparkle of creation is prominent in the thin places of the winter night. The bracing cold stings our cheeks as we gaze out away from the galactic core. Orion's belt blazes with brand new blue giants, freshly born from the debris of previous generations. Their radiance lights the molecular clouds around them with the cold fire of fluorescence, glimmering clouds of red and orange and yellow, flecked with brown and black swirls of soot. Like everything else in our long biological heritage, we are born, we live, we grow old, and we die. We eat the stuff of life to stay alive, and we are in turn eaten in the dance of matter and energy that sings the hymn of our glorious living world. Joy and sadness, love and grief, the arcs of our lives, the drama of our politics, the triumphs and tragedies of our stories are suffused in the grander drama of the stars which gave us birth. That larger story was underway long before we came, and it will continue long after we're gone. As it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, we are the stars.